I'm brand new. I can't offer you nothing, but your carrot kindness keep coming. And your love is so unconditional, I get butterflies in my stomach. I got the old me in the rear view, got a new me, got a clear view. I was so dead I couldn't hear you, too deep to sin to come near you. But you drew me in, you clean me up, to take me home, beam me up. Before you do, just let me tell the truth and let these folks know that I done seen your love. And it's everlasting, infinite, it goes on and on. You can't measure it, can't quench your love, that can't separate us from the love of God. There's no estimate. My face look the same, a frame and rearranged, but I'm changed. I promise I ain't the same. Your love so deep, you suffered and took pain. You died on the cross to give me a new name. Ain't nothing like I seen before. I got a beam and glow. I was low down and dirty, but you clean me, Lord. You adopted me, you keep rocking me. I'ma tell the world and ain't nobody stopping me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to Adventure Week 2023. We've got the college, the youth pastor, the young adult pastor. I mean, they keep on going with it. Andrew Wade in the house. He's leading us off. Andrew, tell us about the week. It's the last day here at Adventure Week. Yep. Tell us about the week it's been.
Man, it's been an incredible week. A lot of our elementary and preschool students have gotten to hear all about the gospel through our theme, Ready, Set, Move. We're talking about how God has empowered us to move with purpose in our lives. And it's been cool to be hanging around with all these students, get to see them worship, hanging out with our church family, all these volunteers that poured so much hard work and time into this week. It's just been a cool week, man.
No doubt. Let's go ahead and hit on that volunteers, your church family coming together. You could not do Adventure Week without them. Talk about how important that's been.
Dude, volunteers are a key ingredient to what happens here at Liberty. Whether it's Adventure Week, whether it's a student event, whether it's just a church-wide event. We're having Freedom Celebration this Sunday, another great example. These events don't happen without our volunteers. Yeah. So every person in here is given of their time, given of their week. And it's really just being the hands and feet of Jesus. This week they're pouring into the next generation. And so what I think is so cool about that is our church family is reinvesting in our church family so we can see this church grow, but ultimately we can see this city be taken over for the kingdom.
That's what we're looking for. And Adventure Week this week, Ready, Set, Move. Tell me about that, and let's talk, what scripture have we been using this week to get Ready, Set, Move?
Yeah. So Ready, Set, Move, like I said earlier, talking about getting our kids ready to move in the power of the gospel through the Holy Spirit. And so one of the verses we've been talking about is and I'm paraphrasing here, of course, is in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2, where God is telling us, hey, you need to be ready to share the gospel with other people, that we've been empowered with that gospel to bring it to our friends, hence the Ready, Set, Move. We got to be ready with the gospel. We got to be set, have our eyes ready to see who needs the gospel, and we got to go. Jesus calls us on a great commission to go and reach the people. And so our students have just been hearing that all week, and you're going to hear it in here tonight when they worship, and they repeat after some of our incredible pastors who are pastoring them in their student space. They're going to be talking about their memory verse and be talking about some themes. It's just cool, man, to see the next generation growing in their faith and just having fun for Jesus.
That's it. That's what it's all about. And you can have fun for Jesus.
That's right.
I think that's what we need to talk about. And you, Andrew, you're not even the kids, children's pastor. You're college and youth. What is going on in that area at Liberty Church?
Man, I love bragging on students. I love bragging on college. Really, we call this whole ministry from kids all the way up to college the next generation. Pastor Nate's actually started calling it the This Generation Ministry. And so with students, man, we're kicking it this summer. I think there's no end to student ministry. It's always fun. We're always going. We're always doing. We just came back from camp in Panama City. Okay. So we're gearing up, man, to take this city by storm this fall, talking about identity, talking about how do we battle spiritual warfare in our lives. So our students are getting practical, hands-on tools to not only know Jesus, but to grow in their faith and to fight the enemy with Scripture. That's exactly what we're talking about. And then college is booming, and we're seeing them meet in a home and house community, family community, just getting to do life together. And then once a month we come together and do a big worship service and hang out. And I think the biggest thing is this next year we're going to see a lot of being the hands and feet of Jesus. Not only coming in here and learning and having fun, but we want to take what we're learning, how we're growing together as a family, and really reach this city and reach our world. And so that's what's going on, man. It's just God's moving.
God's moving here at Liberty Church, and Adventure Week is a big piece of it with this the next generation that we're working on here. Andrew, so happy to have you here.
Thanks, man.
In Dublin, Georgia. This
Absolutely.
is Andrew Wade with Liberty Church. Ladies and gentlemen, you recognize the duo. We've got Pastor Nate Dooley here. It's the last day of Adventure Week, and man, there's so much going on here. Let's walk through the week that it's been first before we get to what this action-packed day is.
Oh, goodness. So kids have been dancing, they've been screaming, they've been yelling, they've been eating, they've been learning Bible stories, they've been learning Christian songs, they've been memorizing Scripture, they've been yelling, they've been dancing, they've been singing. it has been a fun week. We've had over 300 kids here, about 125 volunteers. As you can see, inflatables back here. We're feeding everybody, just trying to love on this community. This is an amazing place, and it's just neat to love on the kids of this community, the families of this community. And some of them go to church here, some of them go to the other churches, some of them are unchurched. We welcome them all. We're just glad to just be able to partner with people and just love on this community.
For sure. And you talk about the community. Liberty, we've talked about this before, but
Yeah.
that community outreach, how important is that for Liberty?
Absolutely vital. We are not about us for and no more. We are here for one more. And you've probably heard me say that before, but that's our mission statement. That's who we are. We are for one more because we're not trying to fill churches. We're trying to fill heaven.
That's right.
And we're not trying to reach more people to get numbers up. We're trying to see lives changed so we can empty hell and fill heaven. That's who we are. And we just really believe in who Jesus is, and we really believe in what he said is true. And so therefore we want everyone in this community and around the world, but this community for now, to really just understand how much God loves them and how much God's got for them as well, because God's got a great plan for all of our lives, and we just want to demonstrate that through these events and through free food sometimes, and just an opportunity to love on people.
No doubt. Yeah, so let's talk through, I guess give me the schedule. Like what, if I'm bringing a kid here, what do they do here at Adventure Week?
So Adventure Weeks, they get here at 6 o'clock. We kind of check them in just for safety and everything. Every one of our volunteers are background check. They go in, have a quick service, about 30 minutes. We do some dancing and singing, as we said. There's a video Bible story, and then we kind of reiterate the Bible story with one of our teachers, and they kind of teach a Bible verse and a Bible principle. And then they go and have like an individual Bible story just to kind of reiterate the point again. Then they have recreation where we have these inflatables all week. And then we feed them, and then they go back in for a last session. That's about an hour and a half later. It's a 2-hour night. And then we have the last session where we dance a little bit more, sing a little bit more, and nail down that biblical point home one more time.
Awesome. And tonight is the big night, the
Yep.
last night,
Yep.
that send-off. What's special about tonight?
Family night. Families, that's what it's
That's
all
it.
about.
Talk.
We want to welcome kids, and we want to entertain them, and we want to teach them that church can be fun and Jesus loves them, and you can have fun being a Christian and everything. But if you forget to reach the family, we're forgetting the vital part of the gospel and who Jesus created this to be. And so we've got to love on mother and father or guardian or grandpa or whoever it may be, and bring them around the church so that they can understand that we're here to come alongside them. We're not trying to do their job for them, but we want to help them. Parenting is hard. I got 3 of my own, and sometimes I feel like I have about 25 more because we got friends over all the time. But parenting is hard. We just want to help you and help them, and just to help them to love on their kids and teach them about Jesus and understand what it means to disciple their kids as well.
That's awesome, man. The family is so important. You see that all throughout the Bible, how important that family is. So that's huge that you got that going on tonight. And now, of course, last night I'll let you take it away, but they're setting up out here. What is all going on out here?
We got our BMX, I forget the exact brand they are. I'll see if we can read it. BMX Tricksters. We got our BMX Tricksters. We brought them in from out of town, and they're going to be doing flips and tricks and all kinds of stuff, and we're praying for safety because we don't want anybody hurt. But they're professionals. There's no kids out there riding or anything. And so we'll be guarded around the fence and making the perimeter, and we're just going to watch them and just have some fun. And it's really just to draw a crowd to get them here to tell them who Jesus is the bottom line. But they're going to entertain us for about a half hour. There's a little show that they're putting on. It's going to be a neat time as well.
No doubt. Pastor Nate, last question here. I'm going to let you go. How have we seen God move here this week at Liberty Church?
Oh, my goodness. We've seen dozens of kids give their life to Christ. A mom came up to me a few minutes ago, one of our volunteers, and said, my kid was friends with the young man that died, the 6th grader that died last week from East Lawrence. And it's just so heavy on my heart. And she said he was so good friends with him. And when he was at the funeral and saw that young man get baptized on video, because he got saved recently, the kid that lost his life, and he got saved recently and got baptized, he said, you know what, that makes me want to get baptized and give my life to Christ first. And so we just want to see life change, and that's what we've seen. And that story right there,
That'll hit you.
That's enough. I mean, sometimes 4-1 More turns into hundreds of people here, and sometimes 4-1 More turns into one person, and that's all that matters.
That's it, man.
And that story right there is pretty incredible. So we'll baptize him in the next couple weeks, and a few more. So seeing life change for sure.
No doubt. That story, that makes Adventure Week all worth it. That's what Liberty Church is all about, ladies and gentlemen. Family Fun Day here at Liberty.
Thank you guys. Love y'all.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dustin Gay. I'm a local orthopedic surgeon with Houston Clinic Orthopedics, and we'd really like to invite everybody to come out to our new office facility to take a look at it. It's a larger space with physical therapy, and we're just excited to have it, and we'd love for people to come out and visit us.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Hi, I'm Erin Melvin. I'm with Companion Care of Georgia. If you find yourself in the need for private home care, we can help. We have the custodial care, assistance in dressing, bathing, showering, medication reminders, hospice support, meal planning and preparation, light housekeeping. We also can assist you in taking you shopping and running small errands, assistance in appointments, transportation when needed, respite care for the caregivers, and we can also just be an enjoyable companion. We can also help you with Alzheimer's and dementia care. So call us at Companion Care of Georgia and we can help today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the last day of Adventure Week, and the Trig Stars, the BMX Trig Stars, are in the middle of the show, but we still had to grab worship pastor here at Liberty Church, Pastor Chris. How we doing?
Man, I'll tell you, we're doing great. Tons of energy happening out here. I'm telling you, the kids have not only had food and fun and games, but really the whole reason why we're here is they've got to hear the message of Jesus, and it's amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah, no doubt. And so, Pastor Chris, you've been here how long?
So August will be a year.
August coming
so
up.
It's brand new.
Yeah,
brand new.
Sure. So let's talk about it. How's the year nearly have been for you?
I tell you, it's a dream come true. I've said it to all my friends in Texas. I'm originally from Texas.
Yeah.
I said it's the blessing that I needed that I didn't know I needed. And so it's cool to see God work at Liberty. It's cool to see stuff like this, stuff amongst the community, to know that I'm a part, my family's a part of a church that loves not only Liberty, Dublin, but all of Lawrence County and beyond. So it's been a special year.
For sure. What did you know about Dublin, Georgia before you got here?
I'll admit it, I did not know where it was or what it was.
Sure.
If you would have said Dublin, I would have said Ireland.
Yeah. Sure. Well, awesome. Yeah. But man, we're so glad to have you here for sure. And so you're the worship pastor. Kind of talk about your journey with worship and music.
Yeah, so my journey, it started many years ago as a kid. Something very similar to this, coming to a vacation Bible school, seeing the music, the action, the motions, and through my just journey of being around music and enjoying music and having parents that say, hey, we encourage it. God just, as a teenager, God called me into it, and so just following one step after the next, it led to where we are today, and I've been able to see some cool things, and so it's been fun.
No doubt, man. Yeah, we're so happy to have you here. And of course, you're not alone. Your family came with you.
That's right.
How have they been, getting here to Dublin?
They love it. We were surprised that our girls adapted so very quickly. Big shout out to Northwest Lawrence Elementary School, but it was big shout out to them just from how they loved on the girls, from the education to our neighborhood to the church. So we really honestly felt like we never missed a step with family. We had people from the church loving on us, some random people just showing up and bringing us food, and I heard if your garage is open, then just come on in.
Yeah, there it
so
is.
that's just something we weren't used to in Texas. So the Southern hospitality is very true here, and again with our Liberty family, Dublin family, we've never missed a step.
Awesome. So Pastor Chris, tell me, what's your role been this week at Adventure Week? What have you kind of been working?
Yeah, all behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So a lot of it doesn't happen just by accident. So from the lighting to the music to the atmosphere to the settings, there's a huge team that I get to work with, that we think creatively. We think, how can we make things extra special this year? So everything you see, from lights to graphics to music to all of that, was really thought out big, and so a lot of the action is behind the scenes, behind desks, in meeting rooms, brainstorming, so that when kids get here, all they have to do is have fun.
Awesome. Yeah, that planning part, that's so important. Now, a lot of people, they don't think about that, but at what point do you start planning for an Adventure Week? I guess how far ahead do you start?
Yeah, so we're already planning for next year. if that answers the question, we want to be as far out, and it's because kids, families, everybody deserves the best experience, and so we're doing it last minute. Then it's going to be last minute results, but just like this, you have to make phone calls and important things, and so absolutely, we're already planning the next year, the following year, just thinking through. So absolutely.
Sure. And so you came on in August last year. This is your first Adventure Week, is that
That's right.
How's it been? Have your expectations been met for it?
I mean, beyond exceeded. I've grown up in church and been a part of other churches, and to have BMX, to have inflatables and music and loudness and all the aboveness has really exceeded my expectations. And when kids give their lives to Jesus, I mean, that's why we do it.
That's what I was about to get at. You know, we can have all the inflatables and BMX we want, which is awesome.
Yep.
But that gospel,
Come on.
that's why we're bringing the kids here,
That's
man.
it.
And how have we seen that play out this week?
Every single step of the way. Every single step of the way. Our kids pastor, Pastor Cole, his team, and I know they've not only prayed for the event, but just from using the curriculum to teaching, everything is I guess the best way to say it, it's Jesus on their level. And so when the invitation's given, do you want to give your life to Jesus? Do you want to start this journey? It's easy for them because it's been presented in such a fun way, but also at a level that they can understand Jesus.
That is awesome, man. That is what it's all about. And that's what Liberty Church is all
right.
about. All ages here. Look, if you need a church home,
Come on
out.
Come on
out.
We like to have fun.
That's it, Pastor Chris. He'll be on the worship Sunday morning.
That's right.
Y'all come see it. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to Adventure Week. The BMX show is over, and we've got some boys who just witnessed it. So first, let's start with y'all's names. Y'all tell everybody your names.
My name's Logan.
Logan.
Ethan.
Logan and Ethan. So let me guess, y'all must be brothers, right?
Yes.
Twins?
Yes, we're twins.
Twin brothers.
We have two older brothers, but they're at work.
They're at work. They couldn't make it.
Yes, they couldn't make it.
Okay, got you. So we talked about your brothers. Tell me about your parents.
My mom's a teacher, and they had different jobs, but I don't really know them. And I knew my dad used to work at Walmart, but now my dad works at home, but I don't know what he really does.
Okay, I got you. So tell us their names. You know that?
My dad's Tyrone Stanley, and my mom's Alicia Stanley.
Awesome, boys. So let's talk about Adventure Week. Have y'all been here every night?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about it. What have y'all done?
We've been going in the room, doing songs, dancing. Then we will stay in and learn about the Bible. Then we will go to dinner. Then we'll go to those bouncy houses over there,
yes,
and we'll jump on the bouncy houses. Then we'll go back in the room and we'll pray. Then we'll be done, and our parents will come get us.
Awesome. Y'all had a good time out here?
Yes.
You had a good time too?
Yes.
Tell me, you know, he talked about learning the Bible. You remember any of the stories that y'all talked about this week?
No.
You don't remember any of the stories. You remember any stories? Any verses?
Not right. No.
No? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So, but y'all did have a good time. You said that. There we go. And tonight was pretty fun. Y'all thought that show was pretty cool?
Yes.
Tell me about the BMX show. Did y'all like that?
I loved it. When they done all the flips and stuff, that was my favorite part.
Awesome. And what grade are y'all going to?
We're going to third grade. But my mom wants us. She don't want us to go to third grade, but she's playing with us because she likes to do that.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, she's just playing around probably. But y'all go to Liberty Church? Y'all go to church here?
Yes.
Okay, so y'all like Liberty?
Yes.
What do y'all get to do on Sundays?
On Sundays, we go on the playground. Then we go in the back. And we listen to, and we do our Bible verse. Yeah. We listen to Pastor Cole, and we watch the video. It's called the So and So Show.
Yeah, cool.
Then we do the Story Lab, which is they do stuff about about Jesus and stuff. Then they talk about the Bible.
Yeah. That's important.
Then they ask what part is in the story, what for them, and they tell them, then the show is over.
Okay, cool. But y'all are learning about the Bible in that?
Yes.
Yep, awesome. Well, boys, I know Liberty Church is happy to have you. I'm glad that y'all had fun at Adventure Week. Y'all keep on learning. Have a fun summer, okay? But then y'all have a good time in third grade. Thank you, boys.
As we age, we face more physical concerns. Rehab Advantage in Sports Medicine can help you live a more pain-free life. Back pain, stiff joints, balance concerns, arthritis, and more. Rehab Advantage in Sports Medicine can help you improve your quality of life. Call for a free evaluation today. 478-275-1800. Rehab Advantage in Sports Medicine accepts referrals from your doctor, or no referral is needed with direct access for up to 8 visits. So call for your free consultation today. 478-275-1800. Rehab Advantage in Sports Medicine, 911 Hillcrest Parkway in Dublin, or at rehabadvantagesportsmed.com.
MedFirst is committed to service and quality care. Located on Hillcrest Parkway near Fairview Park Hospital, we're built on the philosophy of continually providing new and effective services to meet the healthcare needs of the communities we serve. We have a complete inventory of all the latest in-home medical equipment and appliances. Also, the latest technology in seat lift chairs is displayed in one of the largest medical showrooms anywhere. MedFirst has become a leader in sleep therapy services in the Middle Georgia area, as well as home respiratory services. Roger Folsom and the team at MedFirst look forward to taking care of all your home medical needs. So call us today at 478-274-1900 or come by and see us at 1204 Hillcrest Parkway.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you saw a little bit of that BMX show, and now we've got the man himself, Mr. Rob. How are we doing today, Mr. Rob?
Great. We had some great weather and good show. It seems like the crowd really enjoyed it, and we had a good time as well.
No doubt. So it's the BMX Trick Stars, saying that correctly?
Correct. Yep.
Talk about your team.
We got a wide variety of guys. We have about 10 riders on our team, but for this trip, we brought up Nari, who's the world's youngest show rider at 12, and he's been at it since the age of 6. Noah, he's out of Melbourne, and then my name is Rob out of Orlando, and I'm, as far as I know, the world's oldest show rider.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So tell us about the group and how did this get started, whenever it did get started? How did it all come about?
Well, our team, the BMX Trick Stars, I started about 10 years ago because that was about when I stopped competing.
Okay.
And I knew I couldn't do this for the rest of my life, so I kind of got this team up and running. And now with some of the up-and-coming riders we have now, hopefully I can let them take over, and I'll sit back home and book the shows.
Sure. I don't know, man. You're saying you can't do it the rest of your life. You're 51. You might can make it.
I haven't seen anybody older do it yet, so I'm kind of leading the way.
Awesome. And you hit on Nari, a young kid here. Talk about how you've seen him grow throughout all this, because he's, what, 12 years old, you say?
12, yep. We just kind of, as a fluke, they showed up as a kid in the audience, and they brought his bike, and we let him ride pre-show.
Yeah.
And it looked like he wasn't going to hurt himself, and he kind of knew what he was doing. So we let him in the show, and the crowd loved it. And he's only been getting better since. And then just recently, he learned a backflip, so that's a big thing.
Yeah, huge.
And he's on that path to where it's kind of his passion. It's all he does, and he loves performing for a crowd. So I think he's got a long career in front of him.
For sure. And to be at just 12, that's huge. Especially because I imagine there's so much training that has to go into this.
There really is, yep.
Safety. Talk about that, the training and safety side of this thing.
That's one thing that I don't think people understand is in our sport, BMX, we don't have a school we can go to. We don't have a coach tell us where to practice, when to practice, what to practice. It's all self-taught. So you really got to be motivated, and you got to push yourself. So that's kind of like about it, is the progression, because you don't learn things right, first try.
Right.
And I like getting a little closer, learning from my mistakes until I finally accomplish whatever trick we're working on.
For sure. So you're here at Adventure Week. What other kind of events and things do you perform at?
A lot of, in the springtime and the fall, we do a lot of educational school assemblies where they bring us out to talk to kids about bike safety, the importance of education, setting and achieving goals. So a lot of elementary schools and in summertime we do a lot of fairs. I'm actually heading to the Alaska State Fair in August.
Oh, wow. Okay, there you go.
We'll be in Tennessee this summer. So a lot of fairs and festivals in the summertime, in the winter, and a lot of pumpkin festivals, car shows, that kind of stuff. So anywhere there's big crowds and they need entertainment.
You'll be there. So look, you've been all over the country, it sounds like.
All 50 states and 9 countries, yep.
Oh, wow. Okay, wow. So you're all over the place. What if, some of our Dublin viewers want to keep up with BMX Trick Stars? You got social media, anything like that?
Yep, everything's under BMX, at BMX Trick Stars, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, YouTube. And we keep pretty current with all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, man, thank you for coming out. Yeah, keeping these kids entertained here at Adventure Week. We're happy to have.
That's what I like is there's a variety here. Older, younger, families, and seemed like everybody had a good time, not just the kids.
That's right, for sure, man. We are happy to have you in Dublin tonight for Adventure Week. Thank you for coming out.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Good stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, putting a bow on this year's Adventure Week, we've got kids pastor here at Liberty Church, Mr. Cole. How are we doing, Mr. Cole?
I'm doing awesome, man. It's been a great week. This has been our 4th night of it. We started on Monday. It's just been an awesome time seeing the kids excited, seeing them pumped up, seeing them dancing with our dance team, and learning incredible Bible stories this week. And we actually are in the worship center now. We kind of flipped it into for our family experience tonight, which is happening tonight. But earlier in the week, you would have seen it filled with inflatables.
Okay.
This was our rec center for the week. And it was full with inflatables in here. So the kids had an exciting time. It's been a great week, and God's really moved in it.
Yeah, how have you seen God move this week?
Just been amazing. Had just last night a volunteer that's been volunteering with the kids ministry for a little while, and she's got 2 children that she's adopted. Actually, I think 3 that she's adopted, and one of those adopted children had come to know Christ and will be baptized in 2 weeks. So we've seen God work in some incredible ways, even with our volunteers, just behind the scenes, even pre-Adventure Week, volunteers coming out and decorating the place. And you can't do an event like Adventure Week without having great volunteers, and we're very blessed at Liberty to have incredible volunteers.
That's it. Yeah, I see that every time I come out here. It's just everybody's pitching in there, and it looks like everybody's ready to do it and willing to do it.
It's amazing. We had about 295 kids register this year. That was just pre-registering. And then we had over 100 volunteers sign up to serve. So it's amazing. It takes staff, but it also takes a lot more than just the staff here. It takes all the volunteers pitching in and helping.
For sure. So this year's theme, Ready, Set, Move. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so it's Ready, Set, Move. It's kind of a BMX bike skater theme. And so tonight after our large group time, we actually had a BMX Trick Stars. Give those guys a shout out on social media. Go to their website. They're incredible. They're a Christian-based organization, which is what I love about them as well. And they're professional BMX stunt team. They travel all over the country. They're out of Orlando, Florida. Some people in the community maybe remember them being here 4 or 5 years ago. When they came before, it rained. So we actually moved it inside. It was crazy. So thankfully the weather was good this year, and we had it outside, just finished it up, and it was amazing.
That's awesome. And I interviewed Pastor Chris a minute ago. Let's talk about this for a second. And just talking about how we're able to present the gospel here to kids at Adventure Week. Talk about that, because, I mean, you're the kids pastor. Talk about how you're able to do that through Adventure Week.
Yeah, so we're able to do that, just get on their level, present it in a very simple but really life-changing way, and just really tell them that they can be a Christ follower, they can serve Jesus, they can get to know Him, that they're created in His image. They were created for a purpose. Each night we prayed with our team beforehand, and my prayer was that every kid that enters in this room feels valued, feels loved, know that God has a plan and a purpose for their life, and that God created them. And so we actually had one student that birthday was this week, and his mom shared with me that it was his birthday, and that he'd had a tough day on his birthday. And so just on the spot, we called him up on stage, sang happy birthday to him, and gave him a prize. One of the props, we just gave it to him just like that. And so he had a big grin on his face when he left. He was excited that we got to celebrate his birthday during Adventure Week. So it was amazing.
Yeah, there's so much going on here at Adventure Week, and we're ready to wrap it up, and no better way to wrap it up than an interview with you, Mr. Cole. So thank you so much for what you do here.
Jackson. It's been awesome.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'm brand new. I can't offer you nothing, but your carrot kindness keep coming, and your love is so unconditional. I get butterflies in my stomach. I got the old me in the rear view, got a new me, got a clear view. I was so dead I couldn't hear you. Too deep in sin to come near you, but you drew me in, you clean me up, to take me home, beam me up. Before you do, just let me and tell the truth and let these folks know that I done seen your love and it's everlasting, infinite. It goes on and on, you can't measure it. Can't quench your love, that can't separate us from the love of God. There's no estimate. My face look the same, my frame and rearranged, but I'm changed. I promise ain't the same. Your love so deep, you suffered and took pain. You died on the cross to give me a new name. Ain't nothing like I seen before. I got a beam and glow. I was low down and dirty, but you clean me, Lord. You adopted me, you keep rocking me. I'ma tell the world and ain't nobody stopping me.